based on a destination, but more so how we're progressing, because we're continuing to change over time. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's really critical. And so
That's really cute.
if we could only like reshift that narrative again, I know the reason I'm saying all this is because you're saying that's a great perspective, and I was just reflecting. I do agree with the perspective, but the cost of coming to this perspective was a whole series of lessons along the way that I had to come to bear with. Yeah.
So when you say, okay, so if we shift success from not being a destination, say a doctor, but instead about the journey towards either succeeding or failing, but that growth.
Yes.
How would you label that growth as being a successful growth versus not a successful growth? Do you know what I mean?
Yep,
Like,
I totally do. I totally do. And I think the danger is, again, to prescribe what that ought to look like for individual to individual.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, a huge snare that a lot of us fall into when we say, here is what the pass mark looks like versus the fail mark.
Yeah.
Whereas when we accommodate for the fact that each and every one of us is different, different in some unique and specific ways, and that difference from one person to the next shouldn't be prescriptive, saying you actually fall below the mark of what is appropriate, versus saying, hey, given your context, your makeup, your frame, what is on your radar and what you're aiming for, how can we legitimize what you're aiming for in your own growth pattern while I do my own thing too as well, and then celebrating those in each individual expression. So for example, for one person, they may have overcome their fear of speaking in front of people, and that took a while, right? That took a whole sequence. As for another person, they never got there, because that wasn't really important to them as it was important for them to do the work that they'll never actually be in front of people. And that was like a big accomplishment, that they actually finished, say, like a stage production manager, and they'll never be seen in front of people, right? That's not their premise in life, that they feel is really important, but they really feel, I actually accomplished something. I accomplished this, whereas my family never accomplished this. I feel like I've grown in this way here. I've sensed accomplishment. And so for both of them, accomplishment, that arriving sense is different. And yet they can each celebrate each other's accomplishments that way, because there's a lot that got them to that point.
Absolutely.
So how to be able to encourage people to say, don't look at each other and start, comparing versus each other, but more so to say, what does it look like for you? Exactly.
Where were you a year ago from?
Absolutely.
Right? That's
what are you aiming for? Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Damn, man, you sound like you studied sociology.
No, I didn't, but I'm fascinated with sociology. No, my eventually degrees were in English and philosophy.
Oh, okay, cool. I love it, man.
It's
just a rabbit hole once you get into it. It's so
but here's the thing that I appreciate about philosophy is it helps. I think it's helped me assess ideas. So look at ideas and say, what is the strength of it? Like, where are the weak points in this idea? What do we have to accommodate for? How can we beef it up? How can we? And I think ideas are powerful. I think ideas are powerful because they have they affect actions, I think. So once you think about an idea, if you buy into it, then it starts to shift the way you see the world, your worldview, the way you operate out of it. And so I think they're really powerful, and hence why I really invest in analyzing carefully what ideas we imbibe and which ones we ought to put aside. And that's why, again, I love the sociological element of just studying society and saying, how do people connect? Why do they connect the way that we do? And so on. Yeah, that's really important.
Cool. Very cool.
I ask you a question here. I ask from most who I'd like to feature. But before I ask it, I want you to feel absolutely confident with a no answer if you don't feel comfortable, because it's not everyone's jam. Like I was saying, I've got my online platform that I do facilitate content on. Especially with conversations like this one here. Would you feel comfortable with that, or is that something that's outside of your comfort zone?
Would I be comfortable with this conversation going on podcast?
Right. Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
It's like on my, I've got my YouTube channel and my TikTok channel, but that's where I feature a lot of these kind of monologue, the dialogues, really. And so if you're comfortable with that, I would love to feature it for sure.
No, that'd be sweet. Are you recording this right now?
I am. I usually have my recording because of security in the vehicle.
I see.
But the ones I'm like, hey, this would be really enriching for my viewers. I would love to feature, but I never do it without
that's
consent.
Awesome, man. I respect that for sure.
If you're okay with that, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel comfortable signing off on a consent form?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Have a quick read through that.
Oh shit.
I know it.
Video, crack me up, man. Holy fucking hell.
But here's the thing. If you don't feel comfortable, I totally do respect that too. So, like I said, it's not everyone's jam. Here, the next one over here.
Oh, yeah. Can't do this wherever. Wow.
Hey, feel free to say no though. Like, I do understand if it's set.
Oh no, yeah, this is cool. Photographic, audio, any use. Not only a presentation. Okay. So I just like to read things first.
Absolutely, I value and respect that. That's awesome. If it doesn't sound legit, please don't go through with it. Yeah.
Oh man, it looks good.
Okay.
How do I go watch this though?
Leave me your email there, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna write you my accounts on here, so you can also check as well here.
Cool.
This is my business card here.
Sweet. This is so funny. This is awesome. I love it. See, man, you got that entrepreneur mindset I'm talking about. Like this kind of shit, you know? That's what I respect.
I see. I guess, yeah, that's the thing is, if I believe in something, then I want to go through with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to throw my back into it, you know, and say, this is really...
Yeah. Another thing, Binyam,
yes.
They recently promoted me to manager, and basically what I'm trying to do is build sales teams of guys that I think would be good salesmen.
Gotcha.
So you have my number.
Yes.
If you're ever interested in exploring selling home security systems with ADT, the commission's great, and I think you can make a lot of money doing it. Feel free to shoot me a text, and I could just bring you along for a day, and you could just shadow and see what you think of it. If you like it, stick around. If not, do your own thing.
Sounds good.
But I think you'd kill it, and I'd love to have you on my team. 100%.
Thank you. That's really gracious.
Yeah, man.
You've got my contact here too.
Perfect. Now, my only concern would be that there's no way this would be edited in such a way that makes me look like, I don't know, discriminating against people, or like, because I know you could technically edit things and make it look bad, right? So I don't have to fear that somehow this would be twisted in any kind of way.
Yes, but
that would be my only kind of like minor. I don't think you would do that, but I'm just voicing what my minor.
I appreciate that, Zach. And here's the thing: don't sign if that's a concern.
Yeah.
Because again, like, you don't know me from the next person.
Yeah.
I know my intentions, and I can tell you my intentions, but you wouldn't know, right?
Right.
I know I am careful who I ask. So sometimes my conversations delve into the personal.
Yeah.
Where they talk about it's anti so and so, or this person over here, and it's. I don't want to implicate that person in that way, so I don't even ask those individuals.
That's
for
fair.
This. My purpose for this, I usually ask the ones where I'm like, the conversation has been relatively accessible. Where anyone who's sitting in can be part of that. The way I edit my YouTube channel, I just put the full form content of the whole trip. On my TikTok, I just do little bite size of here's little bits, to incite more interest to watch the YouTube one. And that's why I ask is I say, this has been a very tame conversation in that there is nothing that would implicate you that way. And so I wouldn't be editing and saying, how can I take down this individual?
Okay, cool.
I appreciate that request there as well.
I think that's the only, because when someone says like, oh shit, like how could this be, but
I totally hear
I don't know, I trust you, man. I think you got good vibes.
That's the thing. I appreciate that. And here, I've written the accounts here. If you want to, I'm going to pull my phone before you sign, just so you can see it here. Let me just show you here, just so we're on the same page. So here's my TikTok, here's my Instagram, and my YouTube is of course right there. But so the YouTube, I just take the full content. So if I go here to my library, my videos, and I'll just, so you can see kind of what I do here. So here's a couple of my previous ones. Here's just one at random. I call it MUM as in memorable Uber moments, and that's what I like it. And when I describe my passengers, my followers always know that I have the highest respect, and it's almost like I'm the host, and you're on my trip. It's just taking time. Anyway, the way here, for example, here's one presenting the insightful Alisar. That was a female I rode with. The hardworking duo, Charlie. So I'm usually doing it in such a way whereby it is the vivacious Tanisha,
Awesome.
And if I were to go over to TikTok here, for example, here's my TikTok channel here. So here's what it looked like here. So here you can see Mom presenting the hardworking Charlie and and Lewis, for example, right?
Cool.
If I were to dig down a little deeper here is, let's see here, a couple of ones on doing just various subjects.
Yeah, awesome.
But again, my intention here, and just so you can see, memorable Uber moments, that's my theme.
Yeah.
And the reason that people are following me, per se, is just because they really enjoy the way. Oh, let me show you. Maybe it would be helpful for you to see my comments.
Yeah.
Comments are probably a helpful way here. Comments, there we are. Just so you can see what people are reflecting on. You can take a quick scroll down there.
The content.
Again, it's just inspiring when people watch.
Yeah.
Interact with people, and then encourages them
Cool.
not only to take
Sweet.
those opportunities. Yeah. Just
I
again, to give
support the cause. I like
I
it.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's my card right there that I'd love to
Perfect.
leave with you. And you can find me on those. You understand what that means, eh?
Yeah,
Instagram,
Binyam, TikTok. So
TikTok.
I'll just search that tag for either Instagram or
Exactly.
TikTok to find
And
you.
the YouTube brand.
And that's YouTube.
And
Cool.
that's just my name separated instead of together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's good
Nice
to meet
to
you,
meet
man.
you.
You're an absolute pleasure.
I hope we run into
Keep
each other
it up.
again.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Take care.
I'll make sure you have everything.
Oh yeah, shit, that would have been bad.
Don't worry, I
Okay.
got your back, man.
Thanks, Binyam.
You're welcome,
Catch
Zach.
you later, brother.
All right.